a lot of people in college football land, including this one right here, thought that the Frogs would take their first loss last weekend in Austin. But instead they went down there, kind of an ugly game, but they pull it out 17-10. And in the process, not only do they stay undefeated, but they clinched that spot in Jerry World for the Big 12 championship game. So, Stephen, I'm going to start with you on this question. John, we'll hear from you in a second, but how does TCU just keep doing this week after week after week? How do they keep winning? And is the gap between them and the rest of the Big 12 really that wide?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I mean, I think as far as how they keep winning, they've been a really good second half football team. You know, they had some comeback victories against Oklahoma State and K-State, where their defense started out really slow and then slowly just kind of adjusted to what those teams were doing. Their offense has been able to score. Now, the last few weeks, they've kind of hit a little bit of a rut, and the defense has picked them up. I think they're more physical than people realize. You know, when people hear Sonny-Dykes, they don't think about physicality. They think about air raid and throwing the ball around. But I honestly feel like what they're best at is running between the tackles with Kendre Miller and Max Duggan, their quarterback, at times as well. So they've kind of worn on people and leaned on people and made plays, you know, in the fourth quarter. The game against Texas was a total 180 from the style of play that they've really had most of the year. I mean, the defense just stepped up in a huge way. If you told me they would have held Bijan Robinson to 29 yards going to that football game, I would not have believed you, but they found a way to do it. So I don't think there's a huge gap. I mean, I just feel like they've been more consistent than everybody else. You know, the league as a whole has really been a week-to-week league. Baylor has kind of been up and down. K-State, I think really K-State, it just comes down to, I feel like Will Howard's the better quarterback. And now that he appears to be taking over full time, I think that's a pretty formidable team. But Texas has been inconsistent. I think they're young. So I just honestly feel like TCU's been able to kind of, with a lot of veteran players, you know, hold serve and take care of business each week. But I don't get the sense that there's like a huge talent gap or that they're just better at one aspect of the game than the rest of the league is.
John?
Yeah, I wrote about this a few days ago, but I think they're a lot like Baylor was last year. They just somehow get it done. They're not just greatly more talented than other teams, but, you know, big plays, whatever they need, big plays, turnovers, they just get it done at the right time. And it's really been pretty impressive to see. And, you know, they've got Duggan's had an incredible year. I think he should be Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. And Kendre Miller's been great. And they've got really good, you know, breakout receivers. So it's a really good team. And, you know, it'd be nice to see them make the college football playoffs.
Yeah. You know, when you win one or two close games, you know, maybe that gives you the confidence and the know-how to do it again. Obviously, they've done it over and over and over. I agree with both you guys. I mean, Stephen made the point that, you know, the rest of the league, to me, it's a very dog-eat-dog conference this year, you know, very parity-filled. We've discussed that plenty on this podcast this year. But, I just feel like TCU has all the ingredients, you know, and of a conference championship kind of team. And the fact that they have managed to go 10-0 is pretty incredible, really, because teams, you know, the best OU teams didn't usually get through this conference unscathed. Now they got two more games to get through, but we'll see how that goes.